What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm super excited to give you guys my review of the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG in this lucky green colorway. So if this shoe looks familiar to you guys, a very similar version of this shoe released back in 2009 alongside the Bread one as part of an Air Jordan 1 Defining Moment pack. But now they're back in 2023 in more of that true high OG look. So these released back on April 15th for a price of $180 US or $235 here in Canada. And these were available at pretty much all the Canadian boutiques, including the Closet Inc. So the Closet Inc. is my go-to spot for Nike and Air Jordan retros, and they're an independently owned and operated sneaker boutique based right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. So if you guys want to check them out, support the independent shops, I'll link their website, their Twitter, all that good stuff down below. So next time you shop at their store, be sure to tell them that I sent you. So the colorway for these lucky green Jordan 1s is officially black, lucky green, and white. And in the early years of Michael Jordan's career, he had many storied battles with the Boston Celtics and Larry Bird. That's why we're seeing the Celtics-like lucky green color adopted on the Air Jordan 1. First things first though, here's a quick look at the box. So this comes in a black-based cardboard box, and the Nike branding found throughout the box is done in that same lucky green color, which is a nice nod to the colors of the shoes. As far as the shoe goes, so this is an Air Jordan 1 High done in that retro high OG cut. And as we start things off looking at the toe box, you'll see this is covered in this smooth white colored leather. Just like any other Air Jordan 1, we have these perforations found across the toe box, and then surrounding the front toe cap, here we have a smooth black colored leather. So this black leather covers the eye stays of the shoe, and this is essentially the same color blocking style as the Air Jordan 1 black toe. Underneath this on the mid panel, we have more of that same white colored leather, and then stitched on top of this, we have a black leather swoosh. Above this, covering the side wings or flaps of the shoe, we have a very soft tumbled green colored leather, and then debossed across on the lateral side, we have the Air Jordan Wings logo, and this is painted over in this matte black finish. On the very top of the ankle collar area, this is covered in the more of that smooth black leather, and then wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have more of that tumbled green leather once again. As far as the laces go, so these come with two different lace options. The standard default lace is a flat style lace in green, but they also give you a secondary black colored lace if you want to give the shoe a bit more of a muted and uniform look. And to me, I think both color options are really nice. Just depends on if you like your shoes to be a bit louder or a bit muted. Underneath this, we have your typical nylon tongue, which is done in this black color, and on the very top of the tongue, we have this black tag with Nike Air branding in green. As far as the inner collar goes, so this is lightly padded and it's covered in this black colored nylon, giving it a nice silky smooth finish to the touch. And then taking a look at the insoles, so these come with a polyurethane insole, but it's covered on the top in this black colored textile, and then stamped on the heel we have Nike Air branding in green. So the upper of these Jordan 1s sits atop this white colored solid rubber cupsole, and encased within this cupsole but not visible to the eye, we do have Nike Air technology for cushioning. And then turning this pair over to the bottom, this is just your normal Air Jordan 1 outsole, and this is entirely constructed out of this lucky green colored rubber. We have the circular pivot point on the forefoot, and right in the middle, of course, we have the Nike logo. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Jordan 1s. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like most of my other Air Jordan 1 highs, so for most people I feel like that should be true to size. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 10 and they fit me decently well. If you have a really wide foot, I can see why some people may want to go up a half size. But for narrow or normal width footers, I think true to size should be perfectly fine. And again, whatever size you normally go with the Jordan 1 High, just stick with that exact same size. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any other Air Jordan 1, so that means it's not going to be the most comfortable shoe out there. However, for an everyday casual use shoe, it's going to be okay. Jordan 1s are pretty low to the ground, pretty firm and flat, and there's not too much from a softness and underfoot cushioning perspective. And I'm sure most of you guys watching this video, you probably know how Jordan 1s are from a comfort standpoint, so I don't have to go into too much detail about it. It's just one of those things where some people swear by Jordan 1s for comfort, and some people absolutely hate them. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, I thought it was okay. I'd say that it's a pretty average Air Jordan 1. Some materials were better than others. So for example, this white leather, it wasn't the best. It did have a little bit of that synthetic coating on the top, and same goes for this black leather as well, but it wasn't absolutely terrible. But the star of the show for me was this green colored leather, has much more of a natural feel to it. And I think Jordan Brand does this a lot, where certain leathers they use on the shoe aren't the greatest, and then they'll give us better quality leather on a certain part of the shoe, which is kind of annoying, but it's kind of what Jordan Brand does. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, it wasn't the best either. While the stitch job was good, the paint job was good, I noticed that between my left foot and the right foot, certain panels were a bit crooked and inconsistently cut, and I even went through 2 different pairs to try to find the best left foot and the right foot. But I guess given that this is a mass-produced general release Air Jordan 1, it's sad to say, but it's kind of expected for Nike and Jordan Brand. But let me know in the comment section down below if your pairs had any flaws or any issues with the build, or I just got unlucky and got left with a pair that wasn't up to par. So with all that out of the way, now let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. If you're a fan of the black toe Air Jordan 1 color blocking, this is a pretty safe shoe to buy. Obviously it comes down to whether you're a fan of the shade of green. It is a bit more of a brighter and more vibrant shade of green compared to the pine green color that was used on previous Air Jordan 1s. But I guess Jordan Brand is really trying to push this lucky green shade. We've seen the lucky green Jordan 2s, I think there's a lucky green Jordan 3 for the women's, and now the Jordan 1. So in my opinion, this is a nice shoe to have. It's not an absolute must-have for the collection, and that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of green shoes, especially in this vibrant, loud shade. But I think for what it is, it's a pretty clean looking sneaker, especially if you live in a city that has a sports team that has a uniform that matches this sort of color. I think this is just a very easy shoe to wear. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this lucky green Air Jordan 1. What are your overall thoughts on this colorway? And for anyone watching, did you guys also pick up a pair of these? Did you pass on these? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at sgo8, follow my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.